going to be talking about how to sell Google Ads to prospective clients. So I've got a document here which is titled Client Consultation, and it's basically that initial conversation that you're going to have with clients about Google Ads to discuss how they can possibly benefit from Google Ads and how potentially their current Google Ads, if they're already running it, can be improved. So the first thing to look at, or the first thing I personally always look at, is what the problem is, or what the pain point is for the client. What are they looking for to improve? So it could be that they need additional clients, they need an additional avenue for generating new business that they currently don't have and they're not getting from the marketing that they're currently doing. That could be their problem. It could also be that they already have a Google Ads account running, they're already spending money, but it's not generating the return that they need. It's not generating the clients at the rate that they need, or it's just too expensive. And in both of those different areas, we can certainly help. So it's just good to define what their objectives are. So based on those objectives, there are several types of services that can be offered. Campaign management would be in the case that the client already has a Google Ads account running, but they would like assistance in managing that account. So they have an account, they have ads running, but they need it to be optimized. And it's important within a Google Ads account that adjustments are made based on the performance. So if I just open up a Google Ads account now, I can explain where those adjustments are made. So there are different keywords that are targeted within a Google Ads account, and they have different performance associated with them. Some keywords are going to be a good investment, so they're going to be generating clients when we target those terms, and some keywords are going to ultimately not be a great investment. And what the Google Ads Manager does, what I do in my day-to-day work, is review the performance and eliminate any keywords which are wasting spend and channel more budget towards those keywords which are generating clients. So overall, the client will begin seeing more customers come in through their ads, and they'll be coming in at a better price. So they're getting a better cost per lead, or cost per conversion, or cost per acquisition of that new client. The same is also true for their ads. Different ads are going to perform at different, they're going to have different performance metrics. Some ads are going to have high click-through rates. Some ads are going to be really engaging those prospective customers and making money for the client, and some ads are not. And it's a case of analyzing the data and then removing anything that's not beneficial for the client and that's not making money for the client. Now, the other type of service that can be offered is campaign setup. So this is for clients that don't yet have a Google Ads account or Google Ads campaign, and they need one to be set up for their business. And we can certainly do that, and there's a one-time setup fee. And typically, after they've had the account set up, they'll then need campaign management. So they have the campaign set up, that's a one-time fee, but then every single month, they need management during that month. So there's an ongoing monthly fee for the management. So that'll involve the ad manager working directly within their account, reviewing the performance, making changes, and making sure that they're getting the best return from their investment. Because remember, they're not just paying management fees to us for managing that account, they're also paying Google for the clicks. They're paying Google for running that account, and they pay Google directly for that. They don't pay us for that. For the clicks, they pay Google. Now, there's also a third service. This will be a rarer service to be offering because most clients will fall into the category of either needing a new account or they already have an account that they need management for. Now, some clients might not need management. They might have an account manager already who's doing quite a good job, but what they need is a second pair of eyes to review the performance, make some recommendations for some tweaks, or make those adjustments within the account to get the account performing better. So that's a campaign tune-up, and that's a one-time optimization of the campaigns that they have running within Google Ads. So making all of the adjustments to make them perform better. But that's generally a rarer case that they'll need that service. So an important part of speaking with a client is to find out what their objectives are and defining these. So it might be that they need a certain number of clients per month. And we can then help them to figure out what changes need to happen for them to be getting that number of clients. It might be that the account is generating the clients they need already, but they need to cut costs. That might be their objective. They might want to reduce their costs, the advertising budget that they're giving to Google. They might want to decrease that by 25%. That might be their objective. So it's always very, very important to understand what the objectives of the client are so that we can then define a strategy for meeting those objectives. Now, clients are, of course, going to want to have an idea of how much they're going to be paying us for doing this work. Because remember, they're paying Google for the clicks. So we can take a look at this client and we can see that in the last month, they've spent, if we look at the campaign view, so yeah, they've spent £3,845. Actually, that's for one campaign. In total, they've spent £4,476. So I'm just using this as an example to show that money is the money for clicks. So we can see the clicks here that goes to Google. So some clients might want to reduce that, but then for doing the work in the account, they pay us a fee. They pay us a fee for how much time we spend and how much resources we use to manage that account. So I'm just going to go ahead and go back to this document. So for campaign management, fees will generally range for a small account from $300 to $1,500 per month. It really depends what the client needs, how big the account is, and how much work there is to be done. That's the range. Most client accounts will, on average, fall between $500 and $1,000 per month. And it's important not to undersell the value of the management, because if a client is giving us, let's say, $500 or $1,000 to manage their account, they're going to be saving that amount of money within the ad spend. Because what happens with a lot of Google Ads accounts, especially if they don't have a top-notch person managing their account, is that a lot of their ad spend ends up getting wasted on keywords that are not relevant, on the wrong types of ads, on the wrong types of targeting, targeting the wrong people, the wrong demographics, the wrong locations. That's very common. Because setting up a Google Ads account is very complicated. And so a lot of mistakes are often made. So this budget, for example, if, for the sake of argument, if I was not managing this account for a client and maybe somebody who wasn't very experienced had set it up, or maybe the client had set it up themselves, to get these results, they might instead be paying in the region of £6,000 to get the same number of conversions. And so it might be very, very much more expensive for them. So the client should not see this as a cost. $1,000 should not be seen as a cost for the client. This is an investment, and it will help them to save money within their Google Ads campaign. Because if they're willing to give, let's say, for example, $5,000 to Google, in order to make sure that that $5,000 is not wasted, they should also look to invest in somebody to manage the account, to safeguard that money and make sure that that $5,000 basically doesn't get flushed down the drain. Because without a manager, there's no guarantee that that money is going to be spent effectively. So that could end up being a wasted amount of money. But if they just invest a small amount of money in the management, then they can make sure that money is not wasted. Now, the same is true for campaign setup. It's just as important for the campaign when it's being set up. You don't want a campaign that's from the beginning has been set up to perform badly and waste the client's money. So it's important to invest in somebody who is very experienced to set up the campaign and make sure it's working well out of the box. So campaign setup fees generally range from $500 to $1,500. Most clients' campaign setups will be $600 to $800. And then the fees are very similar for a campaign tune-up. Now, if a client already has an account, then it's very likely that they would like to have somebody look at their account and give them an idea of what's wrong with their account. Why is it not performing well? What can you do to improve the performance of my Google Ads account? So what we can do is we can link up to their Google Ads account, get email access to take a look and see what on the surface level, and also look a bit deeper, what's immediately wrong with this account, where can we add value. And this is a great opportunity, if we can get access to their account, to demonstrate the value that we can bring. So we can give them a list of items. This is what's wrong with your account, this is how we can improve the performance, and we could potentially also give details about how much money we could possibly be saving them. And it's then, after we've demonstrated that value that we can bring, it's then their opportunity to take a look at whether they'd like to work with us on an ongoing basis. So here I've put optional because not all clients will have an account, not all clients will be at a stage where they need somebody to take a look and say what's wrong with their account, but it is something that can be done. It could be done after they've already signed on and been onboarded as a client, and now we take a look at the account. But if the client is not sure, then that's something that can be offered. We can say, look, we can take a look at your account just to show you what we can do, and then once we've demonstrated that value, you can be confident that we know what we're doing and that we can help you meet your objectives. So that's optional. Now, for campaigns that are being set up, clients may want an idea of what they can expect in terms of performance. And the reality is, there's going to be some testing that needs to be done, because if they've never run ads with their website, with their ads before, then there's no guarantee of what the conversion rates on their website are going to be. We won't know how many clients they can get for a specific spend. However, we can do some forecasting and get some rough ideas, get a rough idea of the numbers, and then send that to them in a document, saying for this amount of spend, it's probable you can get this number of clicks, your ads will be seen this many times, and you will potentially get this many customers by spending this much on Google Ads. So that is one thing we can do also to help onboard the client. Now, finally, once the client has is at a stage where they would like a proposal, and you may not need to create a proposal. You may only require, you may just need to summarize everything in an email. But if you do require a proposal, especially for larger clients, then I have a proposal template that I use that can be very useful. And you can change the details to fit the client, and you can shape it any way you'd like. But it's useful to have it as a template. And it also will show you what happens during the service. So you can see here the scope of service. So you've got an overview here. That's just to summarize where you are with the client. Then you've got the scope of service. So typically, if there's a campaign that's being set up, and even if it's management, there'll be a kickoff call. So that will be an opportunity for me to speak to the client and find out exactly what are their objectives, where are we going to take this, what are their pain points, where are they struggling, and then we can begin to define a strategy. Now, a big part of that will be the research and discovery. So doing keyword research, looking at all of the volumes, doing more intensive forecasting. If they have a Google Ads account already, it will be looking at their Google Ads account, looking at their Google Analytics account, looking at performance data, and then the strategy will be defined. Now, there's also a graphic here which can be edited to suit the service of the client, whatever they're offering. So this demonstrates the funnel process, the customer journey. So you'll often have keywords which are more awareness-based, somebody who's researching their service. So you could put in their service here, whatever it happens to be. In this case, I'm using SEO as an example. So somebody might be searching what is SEO. They might be searching the cost of SEO. These are more awareness-based keywords. And then there's a comparison stage, best SEO. So they're looking for maybe the best SEO companies. And then you have people who are in a buying phase. They're ready to make a purchase. They know exactly what they're looking for. So searching for keywords which are very specific usually, or very on point with the service that they're looking for. And then those are people who are looking to make a purchase. And there's also the option here of setting up a remarketing campaign. So re-engaging those people who have already become a client, or re-engaging people who have visited the website but they didn't quite get in contact with you. So that can be useful. You can just delete that if it's not applicable to the client, but it could be quite useful to use, and it can really sort of engage clients when they're taking a look at that. Now, tracking is a very important part of what we do. Every time somebody clicks an ad, visits the website, that gets tracked as a conversion within Google Ads, so we know where the value's coming from. So that's a big part of this. A/B testing is also very important. And here's another graphic that can also be edited, so you can put in the text for the client's ad, just to kind of show them what their ad would look like. And give them an idea of that. It just gives them a visual representation. Okay, this is what my ad is going to look like. So then you also have the process here of campaign optimization. So these are things that are done on a monthly basis to improve the performance of their campaign. So optimizations to keyword targeting, bidding. So again, you pay for clicks within Google Ads. So you're setting bids or mass cost per clicks for each of your keywords, how much you'd like to be paying when somebody types in that keyword, sees your ad, and then clicks on that ad. How much do you want to be paying for that? So that's something we're always optimizing. So we're always optimizing the ads as well, the targeting, so which device, is it a computer that the customer is using. Is it their mobile? Is it a tablet? So we're always optimizing based on all of these different factors to get them the best possible performance. Now, another thing we include is monthly reporting. So we're always giving a very good, well-presented document, easy to understand, showing them you've had this many clicks, you've had this many conversions, there's so many customers you got, and it's something that's really nice for customers to take a look at so they can get an idea of what return they're getting from their budget, and it's a good way of staying in contact with those customers. Then you can also offer different prices, so you can offer them maybe different types of different benefits of the service with different price points, so different sort of packages. You can give them an idea of the time frame, and then expectations, so what they can expect from the service. And all of these bits and pieces can be edited to suit your clients, because this document has been made for UK clients, but this template, which I'm gonna give you access to, you can adapt it for US clients or clients anywhere in the world. So I hope this has been informative in showing you what you can achieve, sort of what can be achieved for clients, and the best way of conversing with clients in order to demonstrate the benefits of Google Ads. And of course, feel free to get in contact with me if you ever want to discuss any particular clients, or you want to discuss the process at all, or if you have any questions about Google Ads, feel free to email me. You can email me at philip@optimizelab.com, and that's Philip with one L. And yeah, thanks for watching.